Hey everybody, I'm TecToss and welcome to the start of a new series. This time we're gonna play Galactic Civilizations 3. It's been requested in the comments quite often and the game has been out for quite a while now. Just never had time to get around to it and play it, sadly. But the kind folks at steampowered.com put out a Stardock weekend, Stardock being the company responsible for this game, by the way. And I got a discount, so I couldn't really resist, and also found a little bit extra time, so here we go, playing Galactic Civilizations 3. Now I did take some time to learn the basics, so I don't cause any any seizures, but I'm by no stretch of the imagination an expert at the game. Though I do learn quick, so we might maybe ramp up the difficulty in our second playthrough. Anyway, what is Galactic Civilization? Well, it's a 4X, classic 4X game that does a few things interestingly different, and a few things very much like every other 4X space-based game. And this here is one of the typical components of the game. Got a couple of races, they have a different focus each, and there's some that I really wanna play in the future, like for example the Drangi that are just plain evil warmongers. I want to compare them to the Klingons in a way, but they just don't have the hair. Like the Klingons had that Rasta style, but they don't have any hair, and apparently they're profoundly evil, which you couldn't say over the Klingons. They just value strength above all, which don't know if that's evil, just different. The Yor are very interesting as well. That is a race of machines that broke free from their creators and now, well, basically want to take over the world. And for that reason, they have the third eye up here. Yeah, that's the anyway, for starters though, I'm gonna go with the Terran Alliance because there's nothing extreme about these guys. There's no special mechanics, nothing fancy. They just got a couple solid bonuses. Bonuses? Whatever. And that's pretty good to start out with. And they got two amazing feats, which is the colonizers, which would let you build your first improvement of every colony for free. Very, very useful. And you could have your shipyards further away from your planets. I don't know how useful that's going to be, but the colonizers sounds pretty useful. So we're gonna pick them. You could also create your own races, which I really like that it's possible. I'm just not gonna do it for playthroughs, because I feel I have a tendency to min-max it and to basically not exploit the game mechanics, but make a race that's just tinkered to my playstyle and uses all the boni that, yeah, it's just gonna not be that much fun, because with those self-created races you tend to win pretty easily. And they have no weakness to them, or you're just gonna compensate them. While these pre-created races, they have some distinct weaknesses that you have to overcome, so I'm liking that. There's quite a variety of galaxy sizes. We're gonna go with medium though. I don't want to have a super small galaxy where I'm just gonna sit on my neighbor's doorstep right away, but I don't want to drag out the Let's Play over 50-60 episodes like some other Let's Plays I'm doing. So we're gonna do it like that. Leave everything here on standard. Leave all the victory conditions on. Maybe eventually when I turn off the turn limit, but for now that's fine. Difficulty normal. There's a beginner, easy, random. Why would anyone... That's interesting. We might try that one time. So there's plenty of difficulty levels available above normal. I'm not gonna go for easy or beginner because I do play 4X a lot, so I'm guessing my just overall proficiency in that type of game will be enough to beat it on normal. If not, I'm gonna uninstall the game and cry in my pillow. Well, my opponents I'm gonna keep in a random. Hopefully this is random in a sense that I won't get 4 of the same race, but they're actually gonna be all different races, and that's basically all the settings you could do. So let's build a map. Actually the game's doing that for me, so I can take a sip of tea while it's doing it. Righty, Terrans are naturally adventurous with fast, long-ranging ships. Their production capacity and diplomatic abilities are well regarded. Their ability to field large fleets is regarded with a bit more wariness. Alright, here we have the game, and right off the bat I gotta say it's a real beauty. I really quite like the look of this. I already made an adjustment because usually there's an hex grid overlay, which I feel just clutters up the game. It is already a little bit cluttered with all these little things floating around there. They all have a different use and meaning, so that is that's fine that they're there. They add strategical depth, but really they don't add much to the overall, I don't know, neatness, tidiness of the image that you're looking at, especially not if you're watching it on YouTube. And now if you have a overlay that's even gonna clutter it up more, well, I thought it's just better looking like that. If you have, like, I also enhanced the AI size, or rather increased, not enhanced it. That's a pretty stupid word for that. Well, let me know if you like that, or if it should be smaller, bigger, whatever. Just give me your feedback. I always take that into consideration. Well, so let's get into the game. You could also separately zoom the minimap, which is a feature I really like. So I just didn't quite find out how you actually, like, how I pick the part of the minimap that I wanna. Oh, I can just do it like that. Okay. That's fine. I can center it on the screen where I'm looking at and then zoom out a little. That's great. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Here looks like there's nothing there. You could, by the way, see planets, or at least I think, what's that, planetary systems, by these little dots that are hidden in the fog of war. And we're starting out with a couple ships, one of which is the Surveyor, or Surveyor. That's a ship that can, like, examine the space junk or the capsule, or what was the other one? No, there's not asteroids. There's also artifacts that you could examine, and the Surveyor ship does just that. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this space junk over there. There we go. Can't make it in one turn. This thing, by the way, looks suspiciously like Starship Enterprise, but that's just me, I guess. We also have a little scout, which I'm gonna send towards this nearest... Or is that the nearest? Yeah, I think it's pretty near. So we're gonna send him there. Okay, so much for the fast ships, huh? That thing is really kind of slow. Now, we could also already see a couple of the resources in the game. The Durantium, the Thulium, and I think there was a... Wasn't there another one? No. There's a couple of other ones. And that is one thing that the game does very different. But I think I'm gonna explain that when we get around to actually use one of these. And of course, we start out with our trusted colony ship. And this being Earth and all, we already got Mars as a habitable planet. So... why isn't it Jupiter or Saturn? That's sad that we're never gonna inhabit that. But at least we're gonna build a colony on Mars, right? That is nice. Now, I think as the Terrans, it would make sense to right away colonize Mars. Just because we can rush the first building. Though this plan is really shitty. Like, there's really no rush to get there. I'd rather take a little risk and follow my scout. Well, actually take even more risk and have the colony ship go off in its own direction. Yeah, let's do that. I want to be a little bit adventurous. Because Mars, we can colonize that later. We could even, because we start out with a small fortune in this game. So we could even buy out a colony ship just immediately. And I think I want to unanchor my Ooh, that was a loud sound. My shipyard, which by the way is also something very different from other 4X games, so you could just mount up your production for this facility and kind of move it around. And we're gonna move it over here. It has to be in range of the planet that is sponsoring it, which has to be like 6 turns, but the Terrans get a little bit of leeway for that. So anyway, now the planet base. Now this here is a hex-based grid, as you can see, and you got a couple basic buildings. You got your income, research, manufacturing, pretty much self-explanatory, I'd say. But what is different is when you build, for example, this factory, it gets an adjacency bonus from the capital, which gives a bonus to, well, everything that you put next to it, I think. Research, approval, population, manufacturing, and so on. So there's everything in there. But usually it works like that. If you build a factory here, and then you build one next to it, they give adjacency boni to each other. While if you build, for example, the consulate, that won't do much for you. So yeah, you want to have like clusters of your favorite building type, I guess, of the resource that you wanna build on the planet. And the planet this year is like a good example. They're not gonna get much bigger than this. This here is actually a decently sized planet. So you really have to specialize planets. And this is one game that actually forces you to specialize your planet, which I love that they do that. So I think we're gonna specialize Earth for mostly production. And I'm gonna start out a little weird, probably for you. I'm gonna put like a ring of factories like so. And that is because I want to eventually put the Durantium refinery in the middle of it, so it can give an adjacency bonus of 2 to all those factories. And we're probably going to use the capital for something different. For now though, let's just start out with a basic factory in the middle of nowhere, just like here. And actually gonna put them all, come on, like so. You could see they all give adjacency boni to each other. Good. Now let's see how we actually work with these resources. Now you got a slider here that will let you adjust where what your planet produces. Like you could put it all on wealth, you could put it on production, or you could put it in between any number here. And another slider down here will let you choose how much of your production, of your actual manufacturing, goes towards military, which means building ships, and goes towards social, which means building buildings. So those are the things that you can play around with. Definitely don't want to have auto upgrades. This is really annoying. So let's take a look. These factories cost 30, so we do want like a clean multiple of 10. And I think I want for this, for starters, I want to go like this. 10.4 seems fine. And I want to research ASAP. So just gradually build up my production capability and like fast tech through my early research. And yeah, that's pretty much it for ship movement this turn. And for building up Earth, there's nothing gonna be built in this shipyard because we don't really have any resources dedicated to it. As you saw, I put the slider towards social production fully. So good, so that's that. Ooh, there's a lot to talk about in the early stage of this game, but I think it's good to give a little overview of what you can do in the game. I don't want to make it a full-fledged tutorial, because I really don't feel qualified to do that as well, but just give you an idea of how to play it, because yeah, I think that's might be some viewers here that didn't yet bring it to a mastery in this game, so maybe this is helpful. Right, the tech is again forcing you to specialize, because there's a lot of tech. It's not apparent from this screen, which I'm normally using, but I'm going to show you the complexity. So we got these 4 areas Colonization, well, it deals with population on your planets, how to improve them, how to improve your planets, I mean, and how to get more population and make them happy. Engineering deals with, for one, building buildings, and for the other, building and enhancing your ship. Like here you could already see, we can get new hull sizes, and we can then make them more efficient, get more room for them and whatnot. Warfare, pretty much self-explanatory, I'd say. It's defense and offense systems and something in between for planetary invasions. And governance is going to be, for one, your diplo tax, and on the other hand, your welfare tax. Looks pretty neat, right? Well, let's take a look at the tech tree. Sadly, you can't zoom out of it, because I don't know why. Maybe that's... Oh, can you? No, that's just a search. But look at this. We're starting out here. And by the way... Oh, no, not this. Yeah, here you have tabs where you have to decide which one of the three you want to get. You can't get all three. And then goes on here, more complexity, and then we go here, even more, and then we go here. And this is the case for all the trees. Some are even bigger than others. The weapon tree is like, what the? It's insane! Look at all this stuff. And the same goes for governance. So yeah, you gotta make some tough choices, and you have to specialize, which you guys know I do love when games do it. But for starters, I'm gonna focus on the simple interface where you just get shown a couple choices and can progress through the tree like that. Okay, so interstellar travel is interesting because we get +1 moves, which is very helpful early on, though I don't think it's gonna be the thing. Colonial Hospital and Xeno Farms are really helpful in the early stages of the game, because Xeno Farms will allow you to increase your population limits, while hospitals will allow you to, well, grow your planet faster, grow your population faster. So I think we're gonna go for that. Xeno Factories won't, like, it's the upgrade, the first upgrade to the factories. That won't be necessary until we get a couple of those. We could also go for governance, get the market and entertainment center, but I think we're going to start out with the planetary improvement. Actually going to start out with the interstellar travel. Or will I? +1 moves is so tempting. And is there... Yeah, there's also better engines in here. Alright, we're gonna start out with that. Man, did I do anything and everything now? We moved the scout, we moved the survey, we moved the colony ship in a little bit of a risky maneuver. We put stuff in here. Let's just for... Why isn't there any user ship? I did play these guys before. Anyway, we're gonna... Oh, by the way, you can design your own ships, which is an awesome feat. So let's actually take a look at that. Here's the colony ship. The starting colony ship has a long range with these life supports on it. I think I wanna... get rid of one of the life supports. How do you do that? Use design. Alright, thanks. I'll get rid of one of these and put on an additional hyperdrive. Gosh, that's annoying. You could even choose where to put it and whatnot, but it's fine. Alright, no, I want to use the design, I just want to cancel whatever. So we got the colony module. Increase the range, I don't know. 7.2, what if we remove one of these? Yeah, this is fine. Just gonna put another hyperdrive. Put it up here. I don't know if we need the sensor. Actually don't think we do need that. So let's remove that. And can we give it a name? Save you, there we go. Propagator Mark 1. Support chip, very nice. And let's not build a new scout. I want to wait. And let's not put the constructor. Where is it? Propagator. Let's put one of these. There we go. Cancel you. Done. All right. Didn't I say I didn't want to fumble around with the controls? Well, I lied. I am definitely fumbling around with those. Good. Now we have the first turn. Pretty uneventful. Let's see what this space junk brings. Oh, my first anomaly. 42 treasury. Alright. Nothing fancy. So, we're gonna basically move up here. I'm gonna use the colony ship to move in here. And use that tiny little scout to move up there. Nothing happening on Earth, really. Just buildings getting built. By the way, these factories, they don't give you a flat manufacturing plus. Well, let's explain the system for a second. You do have population, which produces raw production, which you can distribute, like I explained previously. And the buildings you build give you a percentage-based bonus. So right now I'm productive, so I get plus 10% bonus. Same goes for research. I get 10% bonus. And once I finish one of these factories, they're going to give me plus 25%. And if there's an adjacency bonus, it's going to be, I think, 5% per level. So we're going to get 30%. So the more of these you build, and the more base production you get, you can actually have a good amount of manufacturing by just pushing some minuscule amount of base production towards manufacturing, if you have enough factories. So that's a very interesting way of handling it. I didn't give it much thought in how to best use that system, but I think it encourages you to try and build smart and not just spam a planet with a lot of factories like you would do in a lot of other 4X strategy games. Which, not sure if that's good or bad for me actually, if I have to play it smart. I think maybe it's on the better side. I don't know. I like to think of myself as not the most stupid person in the world. But then again, if you think that, usually doesn't mean it's true, right? Okay, enough about that. Surveying away and please. Okay, Ember firing, whatever. I'm begging that there's a planet that we can inhabit, otherwise it's gonna be a wasted trip. But I will find that out soon enough. Now if I move in here, the dust cloud will severely limit my ability to scan, so don't want to do that. Want to move around if all possible. Alright, dead world. At least we got some Durantium and we got Thulium, which is a resource we need for the science-based improvement. Let's actually... Why do I have to go through the stupid asteroids? Alright, whatever. Let's go through them then. I'm gonna move you. Do we do anything on the planet? No, factory is gonna be finished next turn. We do need some basic happiness though, because this here is not too great. Only 57%. So we need to take care of that sometime in the future. And that's another mechanic, by the way. Our influence radius has now just expanded. And you could actually overtake planets from different civilizations. If your influence stretches over their planet, they're gonna slowly start to rebel. And basically join your empire for free. So that's a nice way of gaining additional planets. And sadly, this here was just a useless dead rock. Not too great. So let's see if there's there's some life up here. And maybe up here. That kind of sucks. Alright, I bet here is a big, lush 12 population planet. And I'm just getting punished for my weird... Anyway, let's see here. We got the 25% basic factory bonus that I told you about. So now we're making 12 manufacturing, which means we could divert a little more towards the research. And now we're making exactly 10%, which apparently we need to make 11. There we go. Next factory in 3 turns. And interstellar travel next turn, which is great because all our ships will now have an additional point of movement. So, alright, at least this planet here is dead as well. That's a great start. Yeah, let's go like this. I'm gonna go like... Oh god, that's a huge sun. Huge. Let's go up here. Dead and dead. Oh man. Maybe I should have started settling on Mars, because apparently there's nowhere else in the world to put a settlement down on. 1, 2, 3. All right. And we got the research. So let us interstellar travel. Blah blah. So now we could go on with the specialization. We could get one more move. We could reduce the mass of support modules, which is what I usually do. Go for the advanced yeah, for this. Get more ship range, which don't think it's great. I think the 25% module mass reduction is really good, because it lets you basically fit out your ships with more stuff, which compensates for the extra moves. Because if I want to have a ship that has an extra move, we're just gonna use that 25% mass and put an engine on it. So yeah, but home planet is quite unhappy, though. Xeno farm. I do want to grow faster too, though. Now it's just 3 turns. This here's 6 turns. Yeah, let's sneak that in. And well, that's the basic overview and the basic start. We didn't get the best one because there usually is a planet around us that we could settle on, which apparently here is not the case. So we gotta search for that a little bit. Hopefully our neighbors are just as unlucky, and we can not fall behind too much. But we'll deal with it anyway. Now, what is there left to do? Well, this being the first episode of this game and this series, I would like it if you, or I would love it if you show it some extra love and click that like button, and especially give me feedback. I'm guessing some of you already know the game pretty well, so any information on how to play better and make better decisions, it's greatly appreciated. So looking forward to that. And what else? Just have a great day, I guess, and I'll see you around for the next episode. Until then, goodbye.